Number 1. Toby is the Scranton Strangler. Toby is the Scranton Strangler, this theory claims. He blends into HR beige, then lands on the Strangler jury. The twist reveals a tell you can't unsee. He visits the convicted man in prison and walks out with a bruised neck. That's not a tourist bruise. That's proximity. Fans point to how close he stays to the case. He loves true crime. He drifts from office drama, yet keeps threading himself into Strangler beats. He quits policing Michael's chaos, but he won't quit this story. That checked-out voice reads like guilt wearing a sweater vest. Watch the jury duty arc, then that prison trip that feels like penance. Background chatter about his divorce and loneliness stacks motive and time. The theory argues an unreliable narrator trick. The bland man vanishes on camera, so you never scan him hard. Research helps. Familiarity bias makes you undercheck static people. And in a mockumentary, cutaways are currency. Toby gets fewer. That absence looks clean, but it also hides. So read the bruise. Hear the flat tone. Note the fixation. It reframes him as a quiet operator whose strength is being ignored. If HR hides a monster, accounting might hide a mastermind. Number 2. Kevin is secretly a financial genius. Kevin is a financial genius, this theory claims. He drops a pot of chili and drops your guard. The twist reveals a cover. Play the fool so no one watches the math. Fans point to how he nails gambling odds with weird accuracy. He cleans up at poker nights. He rattles off tight March Madness stats. He runs side bets at work and somehow ends up even or ahead while others shrug at good luck. Then he's fired for a numbers gap that doesn't crash the branch. Later, he owns a bar and tracks every tab without a register fight. He greets regulars with the bill in his head and smooths deals with former clients over a round. The theory argues the mask of incompetence. Underplay to avoid scrutiny. In ensemble comedy, buffoonery works like a shield. You watch the pratfall, not the ledger. It's a street magic move. Your eyes follow the laugh while the hand moves the cash. So reframe the gap as planned noise. He launders small wins through chaos. He benefits when you underestimate him, and when one guy plays dumb, another starts breaking. Number 3. Jim's pranks drove Dwight to madness. Jim's pranks drove Dwight to madness, this theory claims. The prank war reads harmless, but track the paranoia curve. The twist reveals a reprogramming small jokes become system hacks. Jello staplers start with property, but Asian Jim, the CIA faxes, and daily gaslighting hit identity. Names, faces, and rules stop holding. Dwight stops trusting normal cues and shifts into survival mode. You see the behavioral spikes. He carries weapons to work. He builds bunkers and drills. He checks vents and windows like the room is hostile. That maps to learned helplessness flipping into hypervigilance. When nothing you do changes the outcome, you scan for threats all day. Research lines up. Humor often signals social dominance. Microaggressions, even small ones, stack and change stress hormones and threat detection. Predictive processing relies on stable patterns. Jim scrambles those patterns, so the brain treats the desk like a puzzle with no answer. Each prank removes one brick from reality. Swap a coworker's face, forge an agency memo, call every instinct wrong. Dwight's madness isn't random. It's a manufactured environment. The puppet master isn't a villain on paper. It's a prankster with perfect timing. What if the camera wasn't neutral about any of this? Number 4. The documentary crew manipulated events. The documentary crew manipulates events. This theory claims the camera pretends to watch, but the edit talks. The twist reveals the editor as narrator. What you see feels true because the format trains you to trust it. Fans point to cutaways that hit like punchlines, entrances timed to land a joke, and interviews that reshape behavior. The boom mic reveal breaks the wall, but too late. By then, you already act like the footage is neutral. Watch the moves. A strategic smash cut after a lie turns doubt into proof. A lens that lingers on a stray prop plants a clue. Late-season crew steps into relationships. Nudging choices on and off-screen, mockumentary grammar does the rest. Pick a villain in the edit, then feed you their worst beats, and you feel it. Research lines up. The documentary effect means subjects adapt to cameras. Availability bias says what's shown reads as truth. A familiar office lowers your guard. So edits steer emotion small details. Who laughs? Who looks away? Who exits? Create a cause and effect illusion. Mini payoff. If they nudge beats, they choose villains. Power becomes an editorial choice. And if the camera can steer romance, what if one romance was never what it seemed? Number 5. Pam never really loved Jim. Pam never really loved Jim, this theory claims. The fairy tale reads clean, but the micro signals stack. The twist reveals she loves the idea of Jim, the safety, the the story, more than the person in the day-to-day. Fans point to the stalls. She hesitates on the engagement beat. She goes to art school, then cools when distance demands work. The Brian thread adds friction. Those phone call slips feel intimate, like a backup line when the main line crackles. The camera pours on music at milestones while her body language holds back, shoulders turn. Eyes drop, hands pause. Develop the pattern. She says she wants risk, then pulls back after a bold move. She lights up when praise comes from outside the bond. Art teachers, co-workers, the crew's attention. Affection spikes during public set pieces, then fades in quiet rooms. That maps to avoidant attachment with performative closeness. Rewatch bias slips in. You keep your old feeling and miss the cool down. So read the gaps. Watch how she tracks Jim leaving a room, then looks down. Note the Brian parallel. The pauses before a kiss. It reframes the romance as a beautiful edit, not a constant. Some fools in this story may be far sharper than their edit suggests. Number 6. Michael wasn't dumb. He was a secret marketing genius. Michael wasn't dumb. He was a secret marketing genius, this theory claims. He reads as chaos, but when he controls the room, numbers move. The twist reveals a brand savant who turns awkward into access. His clown mask hides pattern sense. He reads clients, stages small events, and weaponizes cringe to drop defenses. He builds a cult of personality that converts because people feel like insiders. That's the engine behind the Michael Scott Paper Company. Undercut on price. Win mindshare with a sticky name, a bare-bones office that still feels like a club, and constant touches that say, "You matter." Watch the moves. He crafts names and slogans that lodge in your head. He walks into a pitch with a bit, then pivots to personal detail, kids' names, a hobby, a sore spot, and locks the close by, making the buyer feel seen. Humor lowers cortisol, so walls fall. A steady desk, same jokes, same tone. A consistent set primes trust. He hacks parasocial bonds. Clients feel like they know him, so they stay. Mini payoff. He isn't dumb. He's a chaotic marketer who trades in attention as currency. When one showman thrives, another unravels in slow motion. Number 7. Andy's mental breakdown was foreshadowed from the start. Andy's breakdown was foreshadowed from the start, this theory claims. The anger bits were a forecast. The twist reveals the meltdown was baked in early rage management classes. Vocal tics like the rolling roo and big swings in mood point to a system under load. The tension builds with status hunger. He copies Cornell as a full identity. He name drops for air. He chases approval from bosses and partners. And every win feels borrowed. Lose status, lose self. Small slips hit like crises because the persona sits on shaky ground. Watch the stack of micro-humiliations. A joke at his expense, a cold shoulder from a love interest, a title gained, then threatened. He cracks whenever status dips, that tracks with ego depletion. Hold a fake front all day and the tank runs dry. Status anxiety kicks, and a tight community turns into a humiliation spiral. The camera amps it. Attention hits like dopamine, then vanishes, and withdrawal follows. He performs harder, which drains more. Rewatch and the clues scream. Lines about anger, insecurity, and validation land darker. The breakdown isn't a left turn. It's the end of a straight road. Meanwhile, one man treats identity itself like a costume change. Number 8. Creed is a fugitive using a fake identity. Creed is a fugitive using a fake identity, this theory claims. He says things no sane person in hiding would say, unless absurdity is the camouflage. The twist reveals a method. Be so odd that no one files a clean report. Fans point to name slips, job confusion, and casual talk about stealing identities. He dyes his hair in the office sink like someone who treats looks as a password. He moves like a man who knows systems and exits. Always near a door when chaos hits. Always first to adapt when rules shift. Watch the habits. He lives by cash, appears in odd places, and reacts fast to legal threats. His trivia answers hint at a past he shouldn't have, like he's testing which version sticks. The theory argues the best cover is inconsistency. Witnesses can't agree on a moving target. In a mockumentary, the weird guy edit seals the disguise. The crew frames him as harmless, so you underscan the red flags. Mini payoff. Creed isn't random. He's method. He's the ghost who knows the cameras make him safe. If one ghost hides inside the office, what if the whole company hides something bigger? Number 9. Dunder Mifflin was a money laundering front. Dunder Mifflin was a money laundering front, this theory claims. A failing paper company keeps surviving market shocks. The twist reveals backdoor cash kept the lights on when sales logic wouldn't. Fans point to branches that shouldn't be profitable staying open, accounting gaps that appear and vanish, and leadership that tolerates chaos that would sink a normal firm. Scranton rides out crises and comes out fine while the industry declines. Corporate keeps reshuffling leaders like a shell game, and the branch keeps humming. Now add vivid tells. Wasteful purchases pass with a smile. Off-book deals float through. Corporate orders land that make no survival sense. Scranton thrives most when dysfunction peaks. Meanwhile, random ledgers sit around. Budget approvals pop with no clear revenue, and no one digs hard. That lines up with laundering basics. Inflate expenses, obscure revenue paths, and use a small, stable business as the wash. The office becomes the front. The books become the soap. Mini payoff. That reframe turns Kevin's numbers gap, Creed's stealth, and corporate apathy into coordination, not chaos. And in a world of fake value, one character becomes a satire of hype itself. Number 10. Ryan's tech genius phase was a parody of Silicon Valley culture. Ryan's tech genius phase was a parody of Silicon Valley culture, this theory claims. He mutates from temp to startup prophet. The twist reveals a clean send-up of the hype machine that prized noise over needs. Fans point to WUPHF.com, a blast to every channel tool with no clear market fit. He piles on buzzwords and sells urgency, not utility. He chases valuation, not value, and you can feel him reaching for status through a logo and a deck. Watch how he plays it. He weaponizes jargon. He chases press. He dresses the part. The office turns into his focus group as he pitches coworkers like they're early adopters. The camera gives him a TED stage he didn't earn, cutting to nods and sleek graphics while the product stays thin. Mini payoff. Ryan isn't a genius. He's the mirror. The hype stares back, and the doc crew amplifies it until the pop is loud. Which brings us to the quiet reveal. Who pulls the strings when every face is performing? The hidden operators aren't loud. They're the edit, the fools who play you, and the background moves that flip power without fanfare. The theory argues the true plot drivers stay off-center while your eyes chase the joke. By the way, if you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to start posting a lot here. Thanks anyways. Familiarity increases liking, and the rewatch is where the gears show.